Welcome to the SUBHUB podcast. I'm Danny Moreno.
And I'm MK Sullivan. And today we will be talking to Madalina Florea from the Solomon International team. But before we get into that, Danny, I know that you finally posted a bit about your injury on Instagram. So I guess first question is, how are you feeling? How is your foot? And anything else that you want to kind of tell people who listen?
Yeah, thanks for checking in. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to wait a little bit to kind of like take it in myself, you know, learning about the injury, the potential status of it, what it's going to look like going forward, not just like for this year, but beyond this year. So kept that to myself for a little bit. And then when I felt like more centered and ready, decided to share with everyone. And then anyone that was at Mammoth Trail Fest probably saw me trying to make my rounds in my boot. I got a message from Corinne that like on one of the live streams, I was like cheering somebody on the finish line. She's like, "Oh, there you are in your boot with River." um, but yeah, it's been a pretty good journey overall, as weird as that is to say. Like I feel more the best equipped I've ever been for something like this to happen in my life. Like same as you and, a lot of other collegiate athletes, like I was pretty riddled with injury throughout college and every time it happened, I know you didn't have too many, but like we all have an injury at some point, but like every time it happened, it felt like the end of the world for me. Like, oh, I don't get to run. What am I going to do? And then I would just go cross train like a mad woman, and as soon as I got the clear, I would run and then I would get injured again. And it was just like this cycle for like a year and a half that was not fun. And, there was some very well gained fitness during some of those spouts of cross training. But in the long term, when I look at like my running, that has always pushed the needle so much further than just going ham for like 6 to 8 weeks in the pool and stuff. And I do understand like if you're mid-season, that's totally a necessity. But for me, or if you have like a big race on the way, regardless of when that is, like this time of the year, I only had 2 races left. And so it really allowed me to just step back, recover. And I really have not been going too crazy on cross training. Like I can mainly swim right now with a buoy, and Lord knows how weak these arms are. Like it's so hard to swim for long periods of time. Like the first time was 10 minutes and I felt like I was gonna plop out of the pool as a dead fish. And then, the next couple times, 20, 30. Now I'm regularly between 30 and 40 minutes. So yeah, that's been a really cool process, learning and growing, um, feeling at ease. I'm really prioritizing so many important parts of my life that normally, like, I do prioritize them, but they do at times compete with my running training. So I've just been hanging out with friends, hanging out with Mike, um, calling even more friends and family as often as possible. And yeah, the whole journey has been extremely rewarding. And at least where I'm at right now, yesterday I had a doctor's appointment and got a great update that like it seems that the cuboid bone, which is what I injured, has healed, in quotations. It's in its final stretch, but I can start to gradually load it. However, I do have a lot of inflammation in my joint, between my fifth and fourth metatarsal and my cuboid bone that will need a little bit more time, but hopefully like being able to go out of the boot should allow like that area to hopefully subside naturally, but we'll see. But yeah, cross training has been going great. I just do it when I feel like it. I'm prioritizing sleep, eating really good food, hanging out with my family and friends, and yeah, that's the latest update as of yesterday.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think that's normal for all college athletes to like just cross train like animals, and that's what like most coaches expect as well. And even as a collegiate coach myself, I kind of expected athletes to do that until I read Lauren Fleshman's book this last
Yes.
year, and I was she talks about how she cross trained so much that like her injuries weren't actually healing, and I was like, holy cow, like of course that makes sense, but like you never really think of it that way. You're just like, oh, the bike can't hurt me. I'll just bike nonstop. But your body still needs like the space and the time and the energy to recover. And if you're cross training like an animal, it doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think she did a post about that specifically, and it just lodged itself deep into my brain as Lauren Fleshman wisdom. And I forgot, she might have posted this like years ago, but she talked about that specific point that, like, yeah, why would your body heal if you then, go from running 12 to 15 hours a week to cross training the same amount, if not
Or
more? Because, like,
more, usually
yeah,
more.
because, like, I don't know about you, but my college coach, I don't know how he came up with this, but he said 10 minutes equals a mile. So, yeah, I get it.
That
I don't know.
was that was ours too, I think. It was either
Yeah.
like it was 8 to 10 minutes somewhere in there if you were on the stationary bike. Yeah.
Yeah, so I became obsessed with that, and in my head, I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I'm still gonna do 75-mile weeks." I don't know what that ends up being time-wise, but
It's a lot.
I remember being, like, in the gym 24/7, like, even, like, skipping out on studying, which don't take after my example, but that's how unhealthy of a mental space I was, whereas this, I don't know, like, it changes week to week. I'm mainly focusing on my core, and I feel so damn refreshed. Like, when's the last time you took, like, a 2-month break?
It literally never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I told Tommy recently, I was like, after New York Marathon, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off of running. And he was like, I'll give you one. And I was like, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. He's like, we'll see about that.
And were you successful?
Well, this will be after New York, so we'll see.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this
Okay.
year. This year after Canyons, I actually ended up taking like 10, maybe even 2 weeks off, but that was mostly because of the poison oak.
Yeah,
It was
so
like
then
a
your body
forced,
was still
yeah,
dealing with fighting that off. Yeah, I
yeah,
think end of last year I took 3 weeks off, and that was, like, really good.
yeah.
But
And now you're
yeah.
doing it this year.
Yeah, I know, I know. It's just built in, like, each year, like, doubles. But I was thinking about that, like, even as women, right, like, I used to talk about this with friends in the workspace, like, you get your set vacation time, and, like, maybe you're lucky enough to have unlimited vacation, and then that's a weird, like, mental psyche thing, that's another conversation, where you take less vacation because it's unlimited. But, like, your biggest break as a woman in the workspace is when you are pregnant and give birth, and then, like, your time right after that.
I paused again. My computer is
You're
being
good.
really weird.
I'll just say the last
I'll
point
just
again.
roll with it.
I
Yeah.
said, "Your biggest break as a woman, like, in the workspace, more times than not, is if you get pregnant, give
And that is
birth."
not a break.
That's not a break. You're growing a freaking human in there. You, like, destroy your lower body, and, if you have a C-section, that's like a whole another set of surgery thing, and then you get a break for like a month, and then they're like, all right, get back in there.
Great job. Hopefully you had fun not sleeping for that
Yeah.
month, and then
Yeah,
you're going to continue to
exactly.
not sleep, but
Yeah.
welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. But the same with a lot of professional athletes too. Like, their longest breaks, for women specifically, is what I'm talking about. Is like when they get pregnant, when they,
Yeah,
like, really cannot run for multiple months, and then that might be part of the rebound effect. I don't actually know this, but, like,
of why moms are so good.
yeah, they get like almost a whole year off.
They take breaks. Can you
Yeah.
even imagine? Oh my gosh. I know it's insane, but especially like the older we get, like the less we need to like train so much. Like we've been doing this for so many years. Like our aerobic bases are crazy. We can take 2 to 3 weeks off and lose literally nothing in the
Yeah.
meantime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting because then I saw, like, Emma Coburn, she broke her foot, and it's appeared in her training, like, I loved her video where she's like 3 weeks and she's already, like, starting to
Yeah.
put, stuff onto it too, and I'm like, there's space for that too, right? Like, Emma Coburn, GOAT steeplechase, American phenomenon. But I think there also should be space for situations that I'm currently living. And I know there have been and there will be more of, like, hey, you don't have to, like, I don't have a race coming up that I need to get to. And even if I did, like, this is probably the best long term for the recovery of the actual injury. So it's like
Yeah.
pick what works for you in that moment.
And I'm also like, I don't coach any professional athletes, so take this with a grain of salt. But I also don't agree with the way that they cross train because her and Emma Bates do this the same thing where they cross train like 4 or 5 hours a day, and I'm just like, I don't know
What?
how much benefit you're getting. Not every day, but some days they will do like 4 or 5 hours on the bike, and it's just like you're a track athlete or a marathon runner. Like I don't see what kind of benefit you're getting from that, really.
Where did you see that? Like on Instagram or?
Sometimes she'll post like her numbers at the end of the week, and it's just like,
Wow.
no way you're running anywhere near that amount of like volume in a normal week. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Take more breaks is the moral of the story.
Yeah. And I will say too, I get extremely bored after 30 minutes of cross training.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I totally get you. I think we probably burnt ourselves out on biking in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I like look at a stationary bike and I like shudder inside.
Yeah. But I will say before we move on to our true introduction of Madalina Monica Florea is like that's also been a really cool part of this process too for me is like truly, truly listening to what I need each day. And like yesterday, I could barely like as soon as I was in the pool, I wanted to be out. So I was like, okay, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 25. Okay, I'm done. Like I barely hit 25. I think it's like 23 minutes. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's good for today. And did
I
some
moved.
strengthening. Yeah. And then today I was like, I got after it again. I was like, oh, 40 minutes in the pool. Like this feels great. And who knows, tomorrow might be 5 minutes in the pool. But it's been it's been a process.
Yeah.
And we'll be ready before I know it. What is yesterday? I do have, oh dang, I keep saying the last thing.
Now you're good.
But for for MK, I was telling her offline yesterday with the doctor. He was like in my foot, like pushing down on my foot, trying to see how this bone was doing, and it's freaking me out, like as if he was gonna break it again. So if you're going to the doctor for your appointment and they do something like that, I think you're in good hands. And I feel like MK's dog Murphy went through a similar thing recently.
Yeah, yeah. No, Murphy's always got like a little hip tightness, and I took him to the vet once, and they like if I touch his back, like try to massage him, he'll literally like growl at me and bite in my direction, and he's like the most docile dog in the world. And I take him to the vet like fully expecting him to like freak out, but they are moving his leg in ways that I could never imagine moving his leg, and he's just standing there looking at her like nothing's wrong. I'm so mad. But I did think that they were gonna like break his leg because they
Yeah.
were moving it so much.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. But yeah, thanks for asking. That's the update on my foot. But also an update, we have an incredible interview for you guys today.
Yes.
I think MK and I can both attest that this was a really fun one to listen to and engage with and learn more about Madalina Florea, or as she pronounced Madalina, Monica Florea. And she is a Romanian mountain trail athlete who really sprang onto the scene last year, but she's been running for a handful of years on the trails after coming from the roads. And she currently represents Solomon International. As I said, she represents Romania, and she's been having one heck of a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's kind of a bummer in a way because she's had a year full of seconds, but second place in these races that she's running is insane because they're some of the world's most competitive sub ultra races. She was second at Mont Blanc Marathon, second at Headlands, second at Mammoth Trail Fest, and third at Sears and All this year. And in this episode, we kind of touch on her beginning of the season, which was like a little bit rough, dealing with some injury and some illness, her training trip to Kenya that happened before that, and just kind of like how she overcame these setbacks and how she reflects on racing at the highest level against these women.
Yeah, it's really cool to have another example of someone who truly is exceptional still on the roads. She competed in the European Championships, which we'll go over, but found the trails and explains why. And yeah, like MK said, like bummer, but also I would die for any of these
Yeah.
finishes. I mean, I'd be like second place, sick. I'm bow out, like I'm good. But as she also attests and kind of talks about is like, as an elite athlete, being on that fine line every single race is funny that it's a thing that you kind of work through mentally. But yeah, We hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Madalina Florea. But before we get started, here's a message from one of our sponsors.
Hey guys, MK here. This episode is brought to you by Never Second. As I get ready to run the New York Marathon, fueling for training is looking a little bit different than normal. In the past, I had a hard time eating thick gels while trying to run faster paces on the roads. This would often lead to me not finishing my nutrition plan and having a rough end to my race or workout. Never Second's liquid gels and mild flavors make it easier to get fuel down while also getting enough carbs to get to the finish line. My goal for New York is to get 60 to 70 grams in per hour, which is easy to do with Never Second's modular system of 30-gram increments. I love their products because they help me stay fueled during my sessions day to day, and they're perfect for mixing and matching flavors to keep things fresh. If you want to try Never Second, just head to neversecond.com. That's NEVER2.com and use code SUBHUB25 for a 25% discount on your order.
Hi, Madalina. We are so happy to have you finally on the SUBHUB podcast. We've been waiting very patiently, deciding when we should bring you on. But first off, how are you doing post the 2 America races, and where are you right now?
Hi, I'm so happy because it's first time when I do this. After 1 year, I improved my English. It's not easy, still I need to learn, but I'm happy to share with both us as my what I have to share with you. Now I'm in Swiss, exactly where will be the final, and I don't know the second question. What was it?
How are you feeling after the races in America?
Oh, not easy to come back for my plan because the time was affecting me a little bit. Still, I have maybe 5 hours per night to sleep, but I hope I will come back quickly because the final will be in 3 weeks and I need to be fresher.
Yeah, that's really smart going over to Switzerland right away so you can start checking out the course. Before we dive more kind of into the beginning of your trail running story, since we are talking about it, what do you think of the course for the Golden Trail final?
Yes, I was choose to come here because between the Stierzinal and Poland, we have trip to come here to check the race. And when I saw this race, I say, oops, I need to come back because it's more technical than last year. I think will be the first real technical race for me. And to be sure, I will arrive at the finish line without injury. No, I'm not sure I will arrive without injury because 100% I will fall. I come to check all the race to know every stone where it will be and
To be
be
prepared for the falling
exactly
because it may happen whether
exactly.
you want it to or not.
Yes, here will not be what place I will finish here, how many fall I will do.
Well, as we learned last year, I'm sure that even if you're tired and even if you're falling, you're still probably going to be up in the mix with those women.
I come here to enjoy the race, will be the last one. And yes, it's not easy because uh, now I'm second, and last year I win. Everyone they expect to be there, but let's don't forget I'm a woman. I need to enjoy my life. If I finish first or in the end, I think the people what it's around me they will support me. Doesn't care the result. I hope.
That is a very great mindset to have. I love how you started. I'm just a woman. Like I'm human.
Yes.
Um, we are very interested. We'll kind of come back to the present day, but we want to kind of go backwards a little bit because we did some research and it does look like you were on the roads first, maybe even track before that. but also you're from Romania. You grew up in Romania. And so we are curious how it is being a runner and now a trail runner growing up and living in Romania.
Yes, I'm coming for the road. Yes, I love it, and still I thinking to come back and to compete. Why not? Because this I think is my skill and what it's pushing me to come to be crazy on the trail. But to speak about Romania and the trail running in Romania, now it's growing up because everything is more visible after competing in Golden. And Golden was changed my life, and everyone they want to know me more now and to share everything. Yes, maybe we don't have all the conditions the same like other country, but still we have a beautiful mountain. We have maybe 6 mountain above 2000 meter. And for example, we have a few Romanian women what now it's live in US and was telling me I want to compare little bit Romania and US about the altitude. For example, at 2000 meter altitude in Romania, sometimes it's possible to feel in Colorado at 3000 meter altitude. Okay, I don't know now to explain 100% why, but in future I will explain for everyone. The air it's what atmospheric pressure it's harder than there.
Then in Colorado, that's really interesting.
Exactly. Yes, yes. Is
Wow.
one Romanian what was winning 2008 the marathon at the Olympic Games at Beijing, and this woman is lived there and was say this. Okay, me I live for many years ago here in Colorado, but I want to share with you if you want to come to train here to feel the different, come. And was saying me the first thing it's this. And
That's
there is my favorite place where me I train, and it's everything wild. The only friends what I have there is the bear, the dog, the sheep what is pushing me to run every day. But nobody, just the people what is coming to enjoy the mountain. But it's safe, and for me it's the best place where it's possible to go to train.
that's really cool. Do you guys have brown bear? Like big bear?
Yes, a big bear. Yes.
Nice.
Sometimes it's possible to be danger, but since 2006 when I was going there, was nothing bad happen. If you want to come together, let's come to enjoy together my mountain.
Yeah.
I love
But you
that.
said you have a dog?
It's dog, sheep, it's a lot of
Yeah.
animals if there,
Okay.
because for example, in my favorite place where I go, it's just one hotel, it's Olympic Center, and nothing else around.
So you've got the sheep herding dogs?
Yes, but it's not coming to disturb the people,
Yeah.
what is going there. Just in few PLAs where you go and you go for place when they are managed specially for when they are stay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. How did you discover running? Is running a big sport in Romania? Like, did your parents run?
Trail running or running in general?
Running in general, growing up, like how did you find that you loved the sport?
Since many years ago, we have traditional in flat in road running and on the track, because for 1,500 meter, 5,000 meter, we have a lot of Olympic women. For example, Gabriela Sabon in 2000 was the best woman in the world. Yes, was received this the best woman in the world. And since 4 years ago, something like this, was having the record at 5,000 meter, I think. Yes, something, yeah. We have still a lot of results before 2000, 2006, yes, with a lot of women.
So did you
And
grow
for
up?
me was
Oh, I was just gonna
What?
ask, did you grow up on like running with a track club?
Yes, my beginning was practice gymnast.
Oh, okay.
And I was not a good gymnast. I was going just because my parents was see me. I have a lot of energy, and I was with the profile sports at the school. And between first time football and gymnast or handball, my parents said, "Let's go there. Maybe you have a more feminine part to develop." And after 3 years, was starting my first coach to ask me, "Do you want to come to practice athletics? It will be nice." Was start to tell me a few things to attract. I was going a few times, but uh, during the winter, for me, it was stop. I want to go to enjoy the winter. During the summer stop, I want to go to enjoy the summer. Then I saw, okay, it's coming few women, few guys to see we play. And when I was 30, old, yes, I was going to be more serious to practice athletics because we go for a few competition. And I remember now because my for coach was saying, "Why you choose me to go for this competition?" Because I finish in the end, because you need to be at the number to be the bus full. Yes, I was to complete the team just to be there, nothing with the results. I was finished in the end all the time, but I was going.
I love that. I love how the coach recruited you. And you saying that you used to be a gymnast makes so much sense as to why your somersault at the end of one of the races was perfect when you did your flip. Because if I did that, I would break my neck probably because I don't know how to do it properly. So your gymnastics definitely showing. So we see that you crushed it on the road. You have a 1:11 PR from the European Championships. You were seventh that year. There's very few people who have even had the chance to compete at the European Championships. The only trail runner I could think of is Nienke, uh, coming to mind right now. You also have a 15:38 5K, a 32:55 10K. But it seems like you mostly were on the roads before 2020. And so we're curious, how did you find trail running and what made you decide to switch? Because those are incredible times. Like you could still be running for, I'm guessing, the Romanian national team at this point.
I think for all the athletes, when they are receiving you, they are trying to find something to change the mind. And for me in 2018, when I was broke my tendon Achilles, was not easy to come back to run again for the road because there it's everything about the time. And when I saw my wellness is not coming quickly, and I was far for what I was running before, I was start to go to enjoy the mountain, to be one by one with the nature, what I was not know before this. And I was going for a few competition in Romania. I saw something else than track. I was more relaxed, more the same like freedom. And I was so it's not about the time. It's not about just with myself. And there I feel, know more about me, about myself, about my soul, about what is not everywhere to share this. And in 2019, I was going in Argentina for World Championship. I was finished 40, I think, 1-4, yes. And then was start to feel more confidence to say, okay, if it's not working for the road, let's go to enjoy the mountain. And in 2020, I was finished second after Matisse. And there I say, okay, I think this is for me. Was not easy, but there was my beginning.
I think a lot of people, especially trail runners, can relate to your switching to the trails because it is a lot of pressure to have to do workouts, especially coming off of an injury and being like, oh, but before the injury, I could run these times. And now I just don't feel the same. And so to be able to go do a trail workout where you're just doing like 6 by 4 minutes at a certain effort is so much more freeing in a way than having to hit specific times, especially when you're having like any kind of like mental struggle when it comes to workouts.
We need to do until it's a pleasure. If it's not a pleasure, I think it's for nothing. And for me, all the time I say, for me, it's important until I do the pleasure. It's not important the material things. It's about what I feel and what I will have for memories for all my life when I will stop. All the moment what is possible, for example, to share with you when I meet or with the daughter, because the trophy will be there. The I don't know the material things what I receive is just for me or maybe the few friends what will enjoy with me, but this is not what I like it.
Yeah.
I side it's not.
I think that your headphone may have disconnected.
Okay, I will put. I will stop. Yes.
MK, sorry. Finish
you're
what you're
good.
talking. What was the last thing?
Oh, we were just talking about how coming back from injury, it can be difficult to compare times. And so running in the mountains, as you were saying, like you want to feel pleasure when you're running, not, like stress. And so to have those memories is good.
Yeah. To have someone to say, you need to do this, you need to do this. No, I'm not working for this. I don't like it. Maybe when I was for beginning, yes, because you need to follow something to create your comportment and to be more serious, to know what you need to do. But now I don't have 15, 20 years old to manage my plan like this, pushing me every day. No.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing the amount of track and road runners that come to trail and mountain running for similar reasons and how enabling and energy providing it is for a lot of these runners. And it's just finding the right environment for their personality types. And so it's really cool to sound that you found a space where you're thriving and really enjoying the process and falling more in love with it. Um, I am curious, kind to wrap up your um, your visibility as a trail runner and also being Romanian, because we have seen great Romanian athletes come to this world stage, but you are really my like top of mind when I think of the top Romanian runner currently. And I'm curious, like I've seen some clips of you on YouTube getting interviewed by like news stations and stuff, and I just think that's so cool. Uh, what is the reception of you doing trail running in your country?
What I say before, now it's growing up, and I hope I will share with more women to come to practice this, to don't say, okay, I want to stay on the phone or to do something, to have a makeup like this. I want to share my experience with everyone. You don't need to come to be the best. You need to come to enjoy, and then I think you will love it. And now, with my image, what I have now, the people, they are trying to understand the trail running, the real trail running. And now the competition, for example, in Romania, we have more. They are start to adopt the same things of what is outside the country, and we improve step by step. Yes, maybe we are far from this, but it's for a good way now.
Yeah, and I think you do a great job of making it look fun too. Like especially this season with your introductions and your
Yes.
finish line and like
You know, I was doing this before because me, I was crazy all the time. For example, I remember in 2012 when I was going to the track to compete for World Championship. After the race, I was going for the party and I was enjoying on the table with the other athletes. I was dancing. I was doing a lot of crazy stuff. And in Romania, the same. I was last year the beginning here. I was not speaking English. Maybe few there. I was feeling was not start to meet me. Maybe they are judge me. But now because I'm start to feel more confidence in me, I start to speak with someone to share everything. And I want to show everyone who is Madalina because this is give me energy and I'm not with a lot of stress and I'm totally crazy. I like to be this because tomorrow if we meet, this is me where you come to enjoy the training. During the competition is not possible to show who are you because maybe you are nervous, you are not feeling good. Not possible to know me 100%, but if we share step by step, why not this
Yeah,
moment?
I love that. It is kind of an interesting time in the sport, right? Because it's still growing. There's more participants from other countries that are starting to find it as well. It's truly becoming like a globalized mega sport, right? And at the same time, for us that came to this sport even just a couple years ago, the amount of media is 10 times more than it used to be. And so there are those aspects of it that, you know, who do I want to be in front of the camera? And I recently had a conversation with Francesco Pupi about this. And what you're saying is like, and I agree with it, it's less exhausting and tiring to just be yourself. And people can decide whether they're into that or not. But if you like put up this front of someone that you're not, it actually over time is really draining because you're showing up as someone else. So yeah, it's really cool to see more of your personality come out this year, becoming more comfortable. It's just like, this is Madalina. Like, this is who I
Exactly.
am. Here I
Yes.
am. And I remember your finish last year at the Golden Trail World Series final and seeing you show so much emotion. Like, I think you were visibly crying. And I felt that because I'm also a crier. And there's been times where I feel like, oh, I shouldn't be crying. Like, I should be showing, like, I should be regal. I should be like, yes, I won. But a lot of times I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've won. So to see that in you makes me feel more empowered to be myself. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Bef-
you. Me too.
we do want to talk a lot about this year, but one more thing before we talk about 2024 is last year you made a huge splash on the Golden Trail World Series, uh, took out Sierre Zanel like a confident mad woman, which was awesome to see. Faded back just a little bit. You were still within the front of the race. And then you come to Pikes, and it seems like that was slightly disappointing. Mammoth Trail Fest, a wrong turn. But then you get to the final and you absolutely smash it, like win both of the races with style. What was your mentality coming into the final, coming off of that regular season?
Me, I like to compare a little bit with the Kenyan. Not all the life, but little bit for this part. Coming for Golden, I see this is my opportunity to change my life because I saw here, if you come in Golden, it's possible to find someone to sponsor you, to be more visibility. And I say, let's try. Maybe it's time for me. Why not? And I come in Golden at Serzinal. I was say, okay, before the uh, start, all we are the same because we don't know happen what was behind you. Maybe you was feeling good, maybe you was not feeling good, and let's try to see what will be this race for me. And in Sierzinal, I was just let's do it. And then step by step, I start to know more the girl, because I say, okay, doesn't care who is on it's Sofia or who is Momatis, just, okay, I have a lot of respect, but in the race, we are a rival, yes, and doesn't care. Let's fight until to the end. And because in Romania, I was not having a lot of support, and I was coming there to see what they have. The other was pushing me every day to see, let's train a lot, let's do your best to be there and dream what you want to do. And I was doing something for inside to have power to be there. I was not doing something special what I was doing before. Just I was going with more confidence in me to maybe to receive the good result. But for me, the good result was not to finish on the podium, just to be there closer, top 10 or top 5 was me. Wow, what I was doing. I was not expecting never I will win the final, for example. No. Still, if I'm thinking for the final, sometimes I want to say, wake up. It was the real. Yes. No, I was not doing something special. Just I was work hard, and I was stay less doing. Maybe your dream will become true. Yes, this is the same like Kenyan to say, okay, we are come here for the run, and we'll fight until the do end to die if it's possible.
And I mean, it seems to have changed your life a bit, because you finished first at both the finals and you ended up with a sponsorship, and now you run for Solomon. So congratulations.
Change your life is not one word that is possible. It's not just change. It's everything. No, I don't know. It's not one word what is possible to explain what was happening in my life after the final.
Well, that's awesome. And we love to see athletes who aren't sponsored, like competing in Golden Trail and then getting this
Yes.
exposure. That's what Golden Trail is really good for. And we talk about that a lot. It's just like there's so much exposure from the media side of it that you did end up getting a sponsorship. And that's super cool. And obviously, like, has allowed you to do even more this year.
Yeah. Yes. For me was wow what I was received after this, because what was before this just a dream for me to say, okay, maybe it's possible to go to for example, to train with the best athletes. Maybe I want to go in Spain to train. Before was just maybe behind of the phone, and now it's possible to be true what I want. And the same for competition. Maybe if last year, for 2 years ago, I was not able to come for a few competition because I was not having support. But now it's something else, and because of this, me, I appreciate a lot. And all the time when I go to compete, before the start, I say I will do everything, because it's my turn now to show again. I was not investing this for nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm enjoying, I go to play again, but now it's possible to go back to say, okay, what I was learned when I finished 10 or 20 and what I've learned now, sometimes I think was helping me more, because I was finished behind, because I was staying all the time more to check what I was doing wrong here, because maybe when you finish on the point, say, okay, this I was doing, maybe just this woman was better for me. You don't say more to learn. For example, now if I finish behind, I would not be sad. Just I say, okay, I need to learn more. I need to improve more. The other was better for me. And this is the life. Maybe it's good to go, but I saw you, Danny, to go to fishing. I love to go to fishing since when I was kids. Yes, and still I going. For me, it's the best moment to go to share with my parents. And I do the same there, competition. I train my mind for competition.
Well, when you come back, if I don't know what the races are next year, but if there's something in California, you could come back and we could go fishing and go catch some
Perfect.
fish. Yeah.
Okay, I will not forget this.
Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Please come. I would love that.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Danny here. Leading up to OCC, one of my biggest concerns was staying healthy and not getting sidelined by any sickness. After all, the last thing you want is months of training thrown out by a cold or a flu. That's where Beekeepers Naturals came in. I've been using their immune boosting products for over a year now, and they've become my secret weapon for keeping my immune system strong during tough training blocks. Honestly, they didn't just help me stay healthy, but they also took away a lot of the stress of worrying about getting sick. Their star ingredient, propolis, is packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. My personal favorite is the throat spray, but they also have lozenges, syrups, and even options for kids. So if you're looking for a natural way to support your immune system, I highly recommend giving Beekeepers Naturals a try. Use code SUBHUB20 for 20% off any and all of your orders at beekeepersnaturals.com. Now back to the episode.
So let's transition a bit to this year then, 2024. Madalina Florea coming out. She's coming out hot from the Golden Trail final. But then you end up getting a little bit injured at the beginning of the season, unfortunately. So tell us a little bit about that and what it was like to come back from the injury.
Was affect very hard my mental and still is it, because I was not want to share this moment, but I want to share now because was necessary to try to speak with more psychical and mental coach, because I was afraid after, oh, if I go to run, I will feel again this feeling, because this virus, mononucleosis, I was feeling, for example, 2-3 days without possible to move for the bed. I was feeling very, very tired, or feeling pain on the liver, vomiting, and was not so good. And with this, I was not able to push for the training, because even if I was feeling little bit, I say, oops, it's coming again, what I will do? Because the first things what was shared, all the doctor, what I was going, and I was in a lot of, not just in Romania, I was going in another country to check, was say, we don't have a treatment for this. We don't know how long you will stay, because we'll say between 3 or 6 months will be 100% in your body, and it's possible because of the stress, and maybe you don't recover until 1 year, or it's possible to feel this, depends what you will do, what you eat, and was a lot of things, but not have medicine. And this was still my mind to say, okay, I was wait this year to come back to show again, was not just the final. And yes, was not easy to come back, and still is sometimes affect my mind. Maybe for Serginal, for example, I was not able 100, something was happened there, but after Serginal, when I come back at after Poland, yes, Serginal and Poland, I come back in Romania, I was do blood analysis, and was still 65% active in my body. I was having, yes, because I was stressed. You know, when you travel, your immunity is going down, and was not easy. Maybe for few competition, I say, let's do it, because it's opportunity for me to run again, and maybe this is motivate me. And I go so crazy just because I'm happy do it again, another race.
Yeah. Mono, a lot, that's really common here in the college system or the university system in the States. Like, I know so many friends, and when I was running for university, there was a girl on my team that got it, unfortunately. And yeah, like you're saying, you're tired, your body is fighting it off. Hopefully you could take some antibiotics. But her whole season for cross country was gone because the disease. So I'm really sorry you had to go through that. That's really scary. And like you said, it's really common when even when you are better, like it's in the back of your head, like, am I going to feel it today? Is it going to show up? And then on top of that, having a physical injury too, like I could only imagine coming into this year, you're like, I won the finals last year. What is, what is going on? Why is this happening? But it sounds like you eventually got through it. And then you also did a training camp in Kenya, which looked absolutely fascinating. Was that before or after this?
After Kenya. After
Okay.
Kenya. For example, I was doing one, for me was fast. I was doing with one, it's Kenyan girl, but represent Israel. The name is Salpeter. Her is running around 70 minutes. Yes, I was doing around 30K, and then I was doing repetition on the track between for 1000 meter between 310 370, but I was going down around 9 repetition or 10 and few for 600 meter. And after this, I say maybe I was not recover well. I was say, okay, let's stay easy. And I was arriving in Romania. And okay, when I come back, I say, okay, let's do after this training camp analyze blood, because I stay for 2,400 to see what happened in my body. And after few analysis, I say, wow, but still I'm not feel good. What happened? Maybe I was not doing. Okay, I will speak with another doctor and was telling me, okay, I hear about few athletes, they have this, try, because your symptom it's associated with this. And I was doing and was 97% active in my body. And then was start these crazy things.
Yeah, that must be really scary, especially coming off of incredible workouts. I don't remember if it was in an Instagram story or a post, but you were just
Yes.
ripping a tempo on the road. And I was like, oh, Madalina's coming for it this year. She is really
Yes,
working hard.
I was supposed to run because I was run with Salpeter 1 hour 30 minutes in the training and 2000 altitude, 2400 what is there. And I say, okay, in March I will be able to run. I was expect to run 1 hour 10 minutes. This was my crazy dreams to run, and still it is, but let's see if it's happen next year. And okay, in few moments was disappear everything. Was say, oh, okay, I'm happy if I running again.
Yeah, just happy to be here, happy to train and race.
Exactly. Yes. Sometimes we need to stay back to see the life outside the running.
Well, if you can stay healthy next time around, you can definitely run 70 minutes in the half marathon.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind about that. But so you ended up like opening your season a little bit later than you wanted to, but you opened up at Mont Blanc Marathon, right? Or was it European Championships first?
Yes, European Championship was first. I say, okay, I was trained little bit. I was having my mind, let's test me little bit. Okay. And I was going for European Championship. Was not easy, but I was so surprised to finish on the podium. Wow, because 10 days before European Championship, I was twist my ankle. I was doing just bike.
I
And
feel like we've all been there. That terrible, like you're so close to finally racing and you roll your ankle and you're like, how? How did I do
yeah,
this?
the same line now. Today I was go to check the race and I was still twist my ankle.
Yeah, and I know that course was incredibly muddy, which if you already have an unstable ankle is so scary. But you and Judith had a crazy and what is her name, the German gal that won. I'm blanking, but you guys had a crazy race on that downhill.
Yeah, crazy. Was sometimes I was the same like baby in the uphill. I was just walking with my hands and with my legs, just okay, let's do it. But was totally crazy. no, it's impossible to. It was more funny. For one time, I say, okay, doesn't care what happened, just let's do it because this race, I don't need to, I don't need to run. Just I need to, to work fast or what I need to do.
Crawl fast, crawl like a baby, but
Oh,
quickly.
yes, yes, exactly, yes, yes, yes.
And so that was your first race to kick it off. You do incredible podium both in the uphill and the up down. And how did that feel, after this long string of sickness and being injured, kicking off your season here, and then knowing Mont Blanc was next? How were the motivations and the mentality?
I will send you the video if you want to laugh because I was crying and I say, fuck, I don't want to do another marathon. This is the training what I need to do for marathon. I will not do, never. I was crying. I say, stop. I don't want to run anymore. No. Oh, it was incredible. I will send you to see. If you are see me to say this is a trail run, no. I think this is a no. It was no. It was six six day for me. Horrible, horrible. What was running after 3 hours? I was feeling dying all the time. No, I would prefer to do everything, not go to run. No,
This
no, I was
sounds
not
like
simple.
this sounds like Sifan Hassan talking about running marathons, where she's always like, I must be crazy. Like, why would I do this?
Yes, this. Maybe I was, for example, after Mont Blanc, I say, okay, I will do it again because I was staying after to know what happened before and after. Or before, I was afraid to take the start because I say it's not possible with my mind to accept this. Is too long. It's very long. No, I will not take the start. Wow, was very hard for my mind to accept this long distance. But after I was I was learn a lot of things after this long race. More than one race was what is finished in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe if you ask me to do it, I will do it again just because I was learning a lot of things and I was open a lot of barrier for my mind to show me I'm power than what I expect. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're exceptional at the marathon distance, so you're probably gonna have to do it many times in the near future because a
No,
debut
man.
marathon, second place at Mont Blanc Marathon, sandwiched between Judith Weider and Miao Yao, who ended up going first and second at OCC. So maybe that is in your future as well. Is a great result. So yeah, I mean, it's great to hear. It does expand the mind in a different way because you can't understate like Sierre-Zinal is an extremely difficult race on the mind. You're pushing in a different way. It's kind of like a road half marathon, but you're going uphill. And I know you know this, and it's no doubt why you're exceptional at that too, is because of your great and long road background. But yes, the marathon does unlock different skills that are required for those longer distances. But yeah, Madalina ended up getting second place. She heads to Sierre-Zinal, gets third place, and then she comes to America and she gets second and second place. And one of my favorite quotes post the America races is you said, I am tired of second place.
Yes. Okay, I'm not disappointed, but in the same time, okay, it's too many second place. Okay, I will want to be third or fourth place, or why not to win? Because okay, I need it. Okay, this year I think if I finish for the final second place, I would not say okay, I don't want to finish second, but okay, I want to finish first time this season first place.
Yeah, I mean, the final would be not a bad place to have your first place of the season.
Yeah, let's see now. It's totally crazy what will be on the final, and I need to be more patient and to don't put pressure on me. Okay, it's not easy, but yes, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, it's a gift because I'm here, because this year was like this for a lot of athletes, not feel good, receive few things, and me, I was just there all the time. What it showed me, I was improving a lot for last year, and it's not easy for one athlete to be all the time there. It's the same like I need to have my level all the time high, and it's not easy. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've definitely been there, Danny and I myself, so we understand. But I'm curious because you're talking about how you're not disappointed in that result. So is there a way that you reflect on races? Like, do you journal or talk to someone or have some method where you can look back on these races and kind of process them?
Yes, first person what I was sharing this is with my coach, because with him I need to prepare my training and to share everything what I feel, and with him it's all the time what I share, because him will help me to decide what I will do for next step. Then it's my mental coach, but I need to share what I was feeling is more for physical or more for mental. And then step by step with the other, with family, with friends, depends. But the most important, it's with my coach and then the other.
Yeah, it's really cool. I personally just started working with a mental coach too, and it sounds like you have a great relationship with your coach, which we'll dive into in just a second. And it's the same, like MK and I have talked a lot about this podcast, like how important it is to find a coach that works for you. Like at this level, you probably can be coached by many different people, and the results would probably finish within a general range because we all, grew up running. We have a lot of running in our legs. We're very driven and want to do well. But finding that person that I feel like really gets you can unlock just like the next level. So it's really cool that you found that. And we are curious because last year you had a really, really good year that ended great. And this year, I mean, you're having a what many people would consider a dream season. Podiums on every race that you've competed on, truly. There's one race, but I think it was more of a fun race that I saw in your results.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Fun.
but like all the biggest races that you've chosen to compete on, you've been on the podium. And so what has been some like the top two biggest changes from last year to this year?
Okay, first was all the time I will say like this. I think more than 60% all the time it's mentally, all the time, maybe more, depends. And the first thing what I was improved, it's between my coach and my mental coach. This is the best what I was improved, because it's very, very important to don't choose you for yourself. I speak for my opinion. For me, it just is working for me. It's not easy to push yourself to go to see, okay, you need to do this, or sometimes you are nervous or stressed for competition and maybe you push too much. And this is the key point in my life, the coach, to say, okay, what you feel, this, and to be true when you tell what you feel, and to share the true things, not to hide, because this is not okay. And this I was doing in past, just because I was afraid if I lost my wellness, I was not tell all the time the truth. And now I was telling the truth all the time, what I was feeling. And for example, before I was not take any break before the race. It's just to be there, to stay strong. And now, for example, maybe 2 days, sometime I take a break before the race. Exactly, if the race is Sunday, me Saturday or Friday, I stay easy to say, let's charge, let's, to feel your body it's relaxed and to wait to compete again. And this was the first things, to don't push all the time what I was pushing every day. I was changing a lot in my training, because Me, I was liking all the time to run on the flat. Still, I run on the flat. Yes, my base is on the flat, but I was improve a lot on the uphill, on the downhill. What before I was scary to do it, and this was help. And for the mental coach, I was doing a lot of listen just to accept few things. Yes, this what is personally I think for everyone.
I think all of us, I mean, and all three of us on this podcast right now are over 30 years old. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, all as you get older, quote unquote, we're none of us are that old, but I think all of us get to a point where you're like, I need to recover more. Like in when you're younger, you're just like, I can go, I can go, I can go. And then you hit 28 or something, and you're like, wow, I probably shouldn't be going so hard all the time. And so I think it's always interesting when each of us accepts that eventually.
Yes, we need to accept, sometimes to say, okay, let's stay back to enjoy with the family, with the friends. This is disturbing you and it's create maybe more fun, more energy in your side. And this is helping me. I will take a break. I go to fishing. I go to play bowling. I go to do exactly opposite what I was not doing before. For example, now, if you want, I will share with you because, I'm not, it's not possible because I'm not feel good and I have my ankles to change. I have here
A cake.
yes.
I love it.
Okay, I don't follow any diet if you ask me. Just I was follow when I was sick. But I'm just pay attention to check what I will eat, but I'm not strict 100% okay. I'm okay because I need to train and to do a few things, but stop. It's too much if I go for this way. I was not having problem with my weight never, and I was lucky. But because I remember when I was young, I was live with chocolate and something under the pillow to don't see my foot. And sometime during the night, I was eating and I was put under.
I have seen you do some videos with chocolate, so
Yes,
I
yes,
love
I
that.
like it. Yes, I like it. Okay, chocolate, ice cream, tiramisu, this. I will not tell never. No, I don't want.
I love that. Yeah, tiramisu
Amen.
is yeah, godly. Um, well, as we wrap this up, it's so cool. We're learning so much about you, and I know our audience is going to love this too. Um, you have a little race coming up in a couple of weeks. Again, after this incredible season, you are now sitting second overall in the World Series. And it sounds like we have the best of the best showing up to this women's final. What is your goal and where's your mind at? And for those that don't know, it's the Golden Trail World Series final in Switzerland this year. It is a flower format. But yeah, where is your head at and how are you feeling?
Now I feel most trust in myself than last year. Yes, this is true. I know more the competitor, what will come, but what I say, everything is possible during the race. Okay, I have two different things. One, it's okay. I want to say I come here to win because, okay, I will not train to come here to say I want to finish in the end. I come here, let's do the party and prepare for the party, after party, yes, to the race. No, I come here to do my best. And if it's possible to finish on the podium to win, I will do it. If no, this is my year and I need to accept and I will enjoy it. And about the race, I don't have nothing to do. It's something different what I was running until now. I have still difficulties because it's technical, but I think for everyone will be, and let's see what happens. Yes, but my season will not stop after the final.
I was just about to ask that. We're excited to see you at Golden Trail, but do you have any plans after Golden Trail World Series?
Yes, after OCC, Meow Meow was asking me, "You don't want to do this?" And I stay a little bit. Oh, yes, why not? And knowing the rules, I was here. I need to run this year one competition to be qualified for next year, and I think I will do it one competition in beginning of November to be qualified for next year. But let's see if I run or no, because I need to accept the challenge of Meow Meow.
I love that. Which one is November? Which
Puerto
race is it?
Mexico?
Yes, Mexico, 7-9. Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, there's gonna be some good runners there. That'll be a
But
fun race.
but I will go to enjoy it because I
Yes.
don't after the final.
Yeah.
I go to meet my friends, my family, everyone. I go there to really enjoy the race because I was not expecting to planify this, and I will go to enjoy it. Doesn't care. Okay, if I will be finished, it's okay. If I will not finish, I will not put press because will
It's just a
be
bonus.
yes, exactly. It's just a bonus. Exactly.
That's cool. Well, that is a great location to choose to have a good time is Mexico. Beaches, great food, culture, music, the list goes on. So that is
Exactly.
a great decision.
I will do two in one, holiday and running.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Well, Madalina, thank you so much for joining us. We know our audience is going to love learning more about you, as MK and I did today. Do you have any closing thank yous or shout outs you want to make before we
Yes.
close? Okay, go for
Yes.
it.
Thank you because you want to share my life with both of us, and you give me trust speaking with you today because until now I was ashamed, but step by step I will improve my English, and let's see if you'll have again another podcast to speak about my result, or why not about my life, because now I want to know each other more. And thank you so much, and I want to enjoy again US next year.
Well, then we'll definitely see you next year in the US, if nothing else.
I need to
Yeah.
come back because I like the hamburger, and it's my diet after competition, the recovery.
Yeah.
We have plenty of great hamburgers ready to be eaten by you. So definitely come out for that.
Yeah, I will come.
Well, we've really enjoyed this. Your English was great. You shouldn't be ashamed of it ever. Thank you so much for taking the time because Danny and I, well, at least me, I only speak English. So, you're doing better than we are. And yeah, thanks again.
Thank you so much. Me too. It was a pleasure.
This has been the SUBHUB podcast brought to you by Free Trail.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And good luck in everything and all the life.